code with me.
So in this video, we are going to create a game of Snap. Now this game of Snap, what's going to happen is it's going to show some basic pictures to the screen, like a green rectangle, a red circle, and so on and so forth. And the shapes have all been shuffled randomly. And if you get two shapes of the same color in a row, one of two players is supposed to press the key, and the one that is quicker, if they're correct, they get what's called a snap, which means they get a point. If you get two of the same shape in a row, that's not so much important. What you're looking for is two of the same color. So player 1 is the Q key and player 2 is the P key. So let me go ahead and run this. Black, blue, purple, orange, green. There was green, two in a row. Red, orange, orange. Oh, there was orange in a row. Blue, red, purple, green. All right, so player 1 wins. I'm going to run this just one more time. Let's go ahead and run this one more time. Black, black. Oh, okay, so two blacks in a row. Da, 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 da. Two greens in a row. Good. Orange, black, red. Da, da. Player 2 wins. And so that's the game of Snap. And that's what we're going to be coding today. So, first thing, we're going to need three kinds of imports here. You need to import random because we have to shuffle the shapes randomly. We're going to import the time module, and then from tkinter we're going to import tk, canvas, hidden, and normal. And then I've tweaked the code a little bit because I'm also going to import the cycle method from the itertools module. And so you're going to see pretty quickly here what I did with that. So create an editor file, a py file called snap.firstname.lastname.py. And now let me explain what the functions will do. The function next shape just goes to the next shape in my list. It grabs a color and it allows the user to compare it to the previous shape. And this is a really cool method right here. There's the unbind method, but I want to find really quickly, if I can, I'd like to find the bind method, which is down here. The bind method is a really cool method in Python. And what it does is it allows you to bind an event, like a key press, to an actual function. And so we created a function here called snap. So if player 1, who's the Q key, presses Q before player 2, then the snap function runs for player 1. However, if player 2, which is the P key, presses the key before player 1, then the snap function will run for player 2. So the bind method is really cool. So let's go first. Let's try and explain next shape. I've got three global variables: shape, previous color, current color. Why don't you go ahead and pause the video now, type out the next shape function, and then after you're done, press resume the video, and then I'll explain it. Okay, so what we do is we create a variable called previous color. We set it equal to the current color. I delete whatever shape was shown on the screen at the time. If I have more shapes to work with, that's what if length of shapes greater than 0 must mean, then what I do is I pop the next shape off the list. So it's like a stack of shapes, and whenever you say pop, it takes the topmost shape off the stack. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show that shape, set the state to normal. I'm going to grab the current color, and then it's going to wait for 1000 milliseconds. So it's only going to display the shape on the screen for 1000 milliseconds, which is equal to 1 second. After that, it runs the next shape method again, which is the method itself. So it actually comes back up here and grabs the next shape. What happens if there are no more shapes to work with? Well, then what you need to do is you need to unbind the events from the keyboard. And that's really important. So if you ever bind events to the keyboard, you need to make sure that when your program is ready to quit, you unbind them, which means you break that connection. Then you look at the two different scores. So if player 1 score is larger, then you're going to display who the winner is. If play 2 score is larger, then you display that winner. Otherwise, you display the draw. And that is the next shape method. All right, here is snap. Go ahead and pause the video. And then after you're done typing it out, go ahead and resume the video and let me explain it. 3 global variables: shape, player 1 score, player 2 score. Set valid to false for now. Once you get a snap, you delete the shape from the screen. Then you set if previous color equals current color. That means the player was successful. So you set valid equal to true. But if the previous color is not equal to the current color, that means that the player who actually hit the keyboard, is going to lose a point. So if valid, meaning if true, meaning the player who hit the keyboard really did get a snap, then start comparing. If the character is Q, that's player 1, so bump up their score by 1. Otherwise, if the character is P, that's player 2, bump up the score by 1 for player 2. Then create the text to the screen, hey, you got a snap. But it doesn't say who, that's the thing. So player 1 and player 2, when they get a snap, they don't know if it was them until the very end. Otherwise, that's where the else comes in. The valid is not true, which means, someone's going to lose a point. So if it was player 1 with the Q key, take away a point. If it was player 2 with the P key, take away a point. And then put the text to the screen. Oh, wrong, you lose a point. The pack method, it does exactly what it kind of sounds like. Have you ever packed up a suitcase and you try to get as much stuff in there as you can? Well, when you do c.pack, what that does is that packs all the items in the canvas that you're working with as best as it can before it displays it to the screen. And then we run the update idle tasks method, which for right now in this video we're not going to explain. You just need it. And then we sleep for 1 millisecond, and now we're ready to hit the main program. So let's see, how much of the main program can I show? Well, I can almost show everything. So go ahead and pause the video, type out what you can see, and then resume the video and I'll try to explain it. So we set up our root as our TK window. We give our window a title, snap. We define the dimensions of the canvas as 400 by 400. We tie that into the root and let our C variable be our canvas. We create an empty list of shapes. And here's where I'm going to use the cycle method, because I typed in a bunch of colors: black, red, green, blue, orange, purple. And so I'm going to cycle through these colors. So notice now I've got 3 for loops. Well, let's look at the first for loop. In the first for loop, I'm going to create a circle using this method, create oval, but by giving it these dimensions, the oval is going to have a circular shape. And it says for color in colors. So what it does actually first is it creates a black circle, then a red circle, then a green circle, all the way to a purple circle. And each time it creates a circle, it appends it to my list. Append just means add to. So first what this does is it adds all the circles to my shapes list. After that loop is done, I start again and I'm going to cycle through the colors again. And so I say rectangle, create rectangle with these dimensions. So first I create a black rectangle, then a red one, then a green one, then a blue one, all the way to purple. And I add those to the list. And lastly, I'm going to do this again, but with these dimensions, the rectangle that I create is actually going to be a square, which a square, remember, is a special kind of rectangle. All sides are the same. So for each color, I create a square and I add it to the list. Then I pack everything up. Now line 93 here is the magic line, because now that I've got all my circles, rectangles, and squares loaded in, I'm going to start shuffling everything around. So this is what does the random shuffle of all the shapes. So I perform a random shuffle on the shapes. I begin with a nothing shape. That's with the blank screen that we saw when we first started the program. I begin with a nothing previous color and a nothing current color. And it makes sense that I should start with player scores of 0. Now, when I start the program, it's going to wait for 3,000 milliseconds, which is 3 seconds. And we saw that when I started the program, there was a delay. After 3,000 seconds, it then runs, guess what? The next shape method. So it goes all the way up here and begins to run this code right here. And that's when it starts displaying shapes to the screen. Then I'm going to bind the Q key to the snap method, and I'm going to bind the P key to the snap method. Not going to explain focus set yet, but you'll need it. And then root.main loop. And that is the code for snap. God bless you, wherever you are today.